What's up, YouTube? This is Buckshot33, aka Boston Chris, and I am back with a brand new video. As we approach Halloween, because it is Sunday night, the big day is actually tomorrow, I want to wish everybody a happy Halloween. I hope everybody had a fun weekend, going to Halloween parties. If you went to any sort of haunted houses or other Halloween-themed events, stuff like that, hope everybody had a great time. If you were in a costume contest, I hope you either won or came into some sort of prize. At least if they gave you a piece of candy, I guess it was worth it. For us with comics, it was actually a really fun weekend because they do what's called Halloween Comicfest, which is basically free comic book day part 2 with the Halloween theme, which is really awesome. You get a bunch of free books for different publishers that, some of them you might not know, some of them you do know, but either way, it's free. It's a great way to go in and just check it out. Some stores actually have some sales, so, gives you some incentive to come in and, check out the free books, plus get to save some money. And, I did see on Facebook a lot of people were, posting up about different places that they went to get comics this weekend, which was really cool. Some people went to cons, some people bought stuff off off of, Craigslist, some people bought stuff off eBay, some people went to their local stores, and so there was so much, so many posts and so much different information about what they did, what they got, how much fun it was. I forgot, also even mail calls and stuff like that. Like, people just had a great time with comics, so, it's one of the really fun weekends to be a comic fan. So, just wanted to go ahead and basically just get into the books that I picked up this weekend for, the free day, and also just some other books I picked up in my haul. So first we have Darth Vader, Dr. Aphra #1, and if you look on the back of this, it says January 2016, so I'm not quite sure if this is a leftover from last year. I didn't pick it up last year, but I thought it was really good. Just a fun book to have, and I don't know if this is like a reprint of #3, but I'm looking at this and I don't see, I'm trying to see if there's any sort of ad that kind of will, I guess, give a sort of, actually, yeah, here we go. No, actually, let me see. Yeah, I don't see anything that really indicates whether this was, whether this is from this year, last year, other than this right here, so, but, definitely a cool cover to have, for free. The art's really nice, definitely a big fan, and, hopefully, the series that they do going forward with Dr. Aphra will be really cool. Next up, we have Archie in the Afterlife, and this is definitely a different take on Archie. I know I picked up last year's comic, and it was pretty cool. You have some of the, just like, blood and guts, and it's in black and white. Usually Archie's, colored, or usually it's in color. Any Archie comics I've ever seen have been in color, and they're a lot happier than no one's dying. At least I don't ever think. But next we have from Aspen. It's Aspen presents Aspen Universe. Aspen is the company that was started by Michael Turner. And this is kind of a variety book where, you have some comic stuff here. You have, like Connect the Dots, puzzles, and games in it. And looking back on this, I probably should have picked another one up for both of my nieces because, this is the type of stuff that they're into. I guess has a coloring book. It says on the front, features games, puzzles, and coloring book inside. So, yeah, I guess if you have kids and if you go to your local shop and they have extras of these, pick them up, just because your kids will like them. Next, we have Wraithborn, Comicfest, and this is by Joe Benitez, same guy that does Lady Mechanica. I've never read Lady Mechanica or this as well, but the art is really nice. Let me see, go right to this. So the art is really nice. You can definitely pick this up at your local shop. There's a bunch of different stuff for Wraithborn. So, if it's something that you like, go ahead and check it out. We have another one that I think came from last year. This is Spidey #1. This is made by Nick Bradshaw. And, again, has the Monsters Unleashed on the back. And yeah, I don't really see see nothing that really indicates one way or the other. But you know, I have no problem with this. It's free, and I was just happy to have it. And you know, just a really, really you know, fun comic. So well, this one gives a little bit more insight. So you see October 2016. You know, the champions. So this may actually be recent. I'm not quite sure, but you know, just happy to have this. You know, picked it up, nice and free. And it's by Nick Bradshaw, who's a really awesome artist. I've met him, you know, a couple times at Boston Comic Con. Really, really nice guy. Next, there's Harrow County. This is kind of more of like a little bit of a mystery comic. I would say, you know, it's not something I read currently, like not something that I'm really super into, but if you're looking for a horror comic, kind of a horror mystery comic, good to pick up. You can definitely find this at your local shop. You know, nice indie story. It's put out by Dark Horse, so you know, if you're into like that type of stuff, if you like Dark Horse comics, if you like you know, just really like horror type theme things, pick it up. Next we have, and I think I'm going to say this is either Tommy or Tommy, whichever one, by Viz Comics, and this is basically a manga. You know, it goes, you know, you read it backwards just because that's the way they did it. You know, and you know, as you read through it, it looks just like a manga would, like it's, you know, got that same type of, you know, art style and everything. This I would have to say definitely this is definitely a horror comic. I think this is more or less I would probably compare it to like was it the Grudge? I think I was gonna say The Ring, but not really. Like The Grudge, how it's all freaky and crazy imagery and stuff like that in it. So you know, definitely another one that's kind of out there. Now I'm not sure if there's a anime or another manga. Probably, you know, like a thicker manga that goes along with it, but I don't know for sure just because I haven't actually read it, so I can't say for sure. But you know, I do think that it's definitely a cool you know, cool looking book. I mean, if there is a manga with it, if there's an anime or a manga, you know, it might be worth checking out. But we're gonna go into the actual books I picked up this week. So we're gonna start out with, and this I got both covers on, Seven to Eternity, new title from Image. So here's the first cover that I got. Trying to reduce that glare. And then the second cover. And I do like both of them, actually. I'm going to show them both at the same time. So, you know, I liked like this one is more of a free drawing. You know, I guess it was more, you know, look at more of like a fun type drawing, and this one's like more serious. You can tell it's like a lot more detailed. I do like both books, both covers. So if you haven't picked it up, the story is really, really cool. So definitely pick it up. They're only on to issue number 2, so definitely check that out. Next up, we have Spider-Man Deadpool number 10. You know, this is another really fun title to pick up. You know, art's really nice in it, and just because it's you know, it's Ed McGuinness and Joe Kelly back on the book again, so they do a really good job. Let me see. For the story's kind of all over the place. I'm not gonna lie and say like, oh, this is one big continuous, like, you know, it's kind of all over the place. They kind of join in with different things, but overall it's a fun book. Nothing too crazy. Nothing that's like super hard to deal with. Up next we have another. Like, these have some actually really good Halloween covers, but I picked up just the one. This is Punisher Annual number 1, and it's done by somebody other than what was it? Steve Dixon, I think it was, the artist who recently passed away. Different artists and everything like that. You know, not because, I mean, obviously this is done ahead of time, so I think that you know, he probably finished his run. You know, and they put this out right after. I was not sure if it was going to be, you know, if the annual would be the last thing that he drew for that series, but apparently, I mean, I'm kind of curious to see if there's going to be more from him. or if that was it. Like he just kind of did his run, and now they're gonna go with somebody different going forward. I'm not sure. But next we have the Flash, and this is actually the variant cover. This is, I mean, not any special variant cover. It's just the variant, like the second cover that they made. Flash number 9. And I really like this story going through, and this is actually the first variant that I picked up for this series. I really do like the normal covers for this, but this one spoke to me a little better than the other one. The other one's kind of a throwback to that Jay Garrick, and it's like the Jay Garrick coming, Jay Garrick cover, where it's like, Flash, help me, and they're both like, I'm coming, So it's just like that different kind of vibe to it. Next we have an indie book. This is by Eric Powell. It's Spook House number 1. Eric Powell is the same guy who made Hillbilly, which is really popular book. People really like that book. So I figured I'd give this one a shot. Next we have a recommendation by Evan Jelen, who Evan, if you watch Chaz's live chat shows, he's always on there, and he usually gets the books the day before. So he'll get them on Tuesday, and he kind of gives a little rundown. So I picked this one up based on his recommendation. As you can see, Galactus has changed. He's now in a gold or orangey suit, and he has a new character in this, which is the Herald of Life. He creates a new herald. So Evan's like, you know what, you should pick this up because it's a new character. Don't know where they're going with it, but I picked it up just because, off of his recommendation. New character, always a good thing to have that. Continuing on, we have Hench Girl number 11, and this is a really good indie series that I like. Definitely a cool one. I think this is actually a little bit of a thicker book this time around. I don't know. I mean, I don't think it's an annual or anything like that. It's just number 11, but definitely thicker. There's no ads in this book, so you get a pretty decent story, for a good price. And at the end of it, I'm gonna mess up her name too. It's Kristen Gudsnick, right? Gudsnick. She actually put a letter in the back thanking the fans for supporting and everything like that. So I thought that was kind of nice because usually you see that, and it's kind of like just one of those things like, thank you for reading, da da da. She pretty much that's what she did. Thank you for the support and everything like that. She's on a small title, and she was just saying, how she's really grateful that that Scout Comics believed in her and everything like that. And so, there's low print runs on that book. So if you come across any of these, especially the early ones, I would say 1 through 5, pick them up just because they sell out quickly, and they go for pretty decent money on eBay. So if you see these, pick them up because they have a very low print run, or at least that's what I'm told. Low print runs, you won't see them normally. Usually, I have to go through either, if I don't request it myself or if I don't get it pulled, I have to go through probably about 2 different stores in my area to go ahead and see if I can find it. Sometimes I can, sometimes I can't. There's sometimes where I've missed an issue and I've had to wait a couple months to get it. So, definitely something that, if you get the opportunity to get it, pick it up. All right, and then for the new books, this is the last one I picked up, and it is Civil War number 2. Civil War 2 number 6, and I've been continuing on with this. I really like this series. I think it's really cool. I like what they've done as far as the story is concerned. As far as how they're going about this new Inhuman with these powers, these predictive powers, that's showing them all these visions of all this crazy stuff happening in the Marvel Universe. Unfortunately, it's come with a couple casualties to some really cool characters. James Rhodes and Bruce Banner also, casualties of the story. But overall, it's good. I'm a big fan of it. I wasn't able to find the connecting cover variant. Definitely want to pick that up because I want to be able to have that complete, so that when the story does end, I can have just that whole cover together. So I'm going to be on the lookout for that. So that was the new books I picked up this week. And then I actually found a few back issues that I was actually really happy to, go ahead and get. So the first that I'll start off with is going to be Silver Surfer. Oh, sorry. Silver Surfer number 34. And this is the Return of Thanos. I'm not sure. Now, see, I don't have the issues before this, and I don't think he died. I know that he didn't die in this book, or he didn't go away in this book. I'm not quite sure where, he kind of went away. It seems as though he was like imprisoned or locked away. Something happened where, he wasn't himself. He comes back kind of as an essence of himself, kind of through smoke. And, basically by the end of the book, he's back to fully manifested again. Just really cool, and I like that this has this series as far as starting from this book on. I think it's like 34 to 50 or something like that. Maybe a little further in. Maybe a little further in. They have it has ties into the Infinity Gauntlet storyline, so definitely a book to pick up. Some of these have gotten a little bit pricey on eBay, but I got this at a local shop, so I was happy to find it. Next, we had another book that I picked up, and this is Omega the Unknown number 10, and this is a cheap book. Like they put it up there for $3, so I was like, you know what, I'll pick it up. Nothing wrong with that. It says it's let's see. Surprise! The desert demon does not spell death for the Caped Man. So, looking at this, it says does not spell death. So, as far as I've read it, I heard this is the death of Omega, but I don't know. I didn't read it yet, and I don't have the other ones, so I kind of want to get all of them together so I can go ahead and read them and figure it out. From what I do know, from what I at least can tell, it looks kind of like this is like their version of Shazam, where it's just like the little boy is able to get these powers and become Omega. So I'll have to look into it, see if I can pick up the rest of the run and go from there. Next we have Uncanny X-Men number 256, and this is the first appearance of Betsy Braddock. I think is Psylocke. You've seen her in other ones, like the New Mutants annual that I picked up at Boston Comic Con. That's technically her first appearance. That's her first appearance. I guess in the X-Men books, this is her first actual appearance, like full. She has an appearance, I think, in Captain Britain comic, way back. That is kind of her first appearance as Betsy Braddock. But this is her first as Psylocke. This is when she becomes the ninja, the assassin. So, really cool cover, and I'm really happy to have that. Next, we have a couple that I was actually, these ones actually surprised me that I found them all in the store, except for this one here. This one I knew was there, and this is actually the reason why I went to this particular shop. I was like, I'm gonna get this book because I've always wanted it. So that is Marvel Spotlight number 6. This is the second appearance of Ghost Rider, and this has definitely seen its share of battle, as far as you can tell. Probably can't tell so well in the light. If you can tell along the spine, there's rolling a little bit of damage on there, and then you can see a little bit of a color breaking along the cover and everything. And then right in here on the monster's arm here, the demon's arm, you can see like a little bit of a stain, and then up in Ghost Rider's flame this time. So this I would probably say, all in all, if I had to guess, I would say this is probably like a 3.5 to a 4.0 at best. But you know what? I'm fine with that. I'm happy to have it in my collection just because, the first appearance is very expensive. The second appearance isn't as expensive, but I got it for a good price, so I'm not upset about that. I'm fine with having it in my collection, just to be able to say that it's mine. Next is Strange Tales number 181. Now, this kind of has gone through a little bit of a transition, I guess. Depends on who you talk to. So 180, as far as back in the day and everything, was considered to be the first appearance of Gamora and Pip. And in this comic, she makes her second appearance. Now, I guess recently, and I don't know if it's still something that's, going on, but recently they went ahead and said that the 180 is a cameo, and this is the actual first appearance. So if that's the case, great. I'm happy to have it. It's a really nice copy. So, definitely happy about this book. And, hopefully that stands true. And this is her first appearance, and the other one's a cameo. So, we'll see. But definitely, I was actually, really just surprised to see this. So I picked it up as soon as I got it. As soon as I saw it, I was just coming home with me. And then this next one, I'm pretty sure this is on my second top 10 list for 2016. I don't know, because I know that as far as the number ones I was chasing that I had on there was She-Hulk number 1, Inhumans number 1, and I think, I shouldn't say I think, I know Ms. Marvel number 1, but I don't know if I put this on there as well. If I didn't, it should have been, and either way, I'm just happy I have it. And that is Nova number 1. I was super shocked to find this in my shop. I was like, what? Alright. So as soon as I saw it, I snatched it. I was like, yep, mine. Really, really happy to have this book. I know that there's been a lot of speculation on this book. I've seen it go up on eBay, a lot. From when they speculated that he's going to be in the movie and all the rest of it and whatever else. I mean, that's just pretty much how everything goes now. You get a sniff of TV, movie, anything. I mean, I think even sometimes people just make up rumors. You're going to be in a movie, and all of a sudden, bloop. So, very happy to have this in my collection. Hopefully it's on my top 10 list. I don't know where that is right now, or where that second top 10 list is. So if it is on there, I will go ahead and find it and, do the ceremonial crossing off. But I'm not 100% sure. So I will be keeping an eye out for that. I wanted to go ahead and just take a moment to shout out to my new subscribers. I did gain a couple from, for a little bit, and I haven't gone ahead and done the shout out, so I'm going to go ahead and do that right now. The first new subscriber of mine that I want to give a shout out to is Backwoods White Mountains Comics. This is a shop that is located in New Hampshire in the White Mountains. They were first introduced to me through through Jesse at JLS Comics. He, I guess, had taken a trip up to the White Mountains and found the shop, went out there and said, they had a really, really awesome sale going on. And so I wanted to go ahead and just give them some support. If you're ever up in the White Mountains, go ahead and check them out. Backwoods White Mountains Comics. They have their own YouTube channel. They have 30 subscribers currently. So definitely check them out, because seeing as how they are a store, maybe they can do some deals, maybe they'll do some online sales, I don't know, but it's worth a shot. So check them out, check out their channel, and see what kind of deals you can come up with, or whatever is going on. Next we have, and so it looks like it should have been Memphis Rocks 45, but the P is missing, so it's Memphis Rocks 45. I'm sorry if I mispronounce it, but thank you for subscribing. Following that, we have Blackpole. And Blackpole has been, I've seen him on some of the live shows that I go on. He's always in the chat, really active, really, really cool participant. So, glad to see that, he's on, making a channel. So definitely check him out. Next, we have Sean Schofield, or Schofield. I don't exactly know how to pronounce that. But thank you for subscribing. Following that, we have Comics Unlimited. Pretty big channel. Has 227 subscribers. Has 37 videos. So, a lot of subscribers, decent amount of videos. Go ahead and check them out. Lots of good information there. And finally, we have All About Comics. And I'm assuming that this is a new show or a new channel. This is by Undisputed Frost, Merc with a Mouth, and Gene Paul's Peter. And so they used to be all on a show called Four Awesome Guys. And I don't know if they've kind of changed that name or if this is going to be the all-inclusive show, but definitely go ahead and subscribe to them. I mean, you know them, you love them. You know, they're all over YouTube. They've you know, they have really great channels. You know, Undisputed Frost is, you know, super cool, really funny guy. You know, just an awesome guy to talk to about comics. You know, then you have Mark with a Mouth, who is just really, you know, into the indie scene. Has probably, in my opinion, one of the best Deadpool collections you'll ever see. I mean, he's definitely, I think, I don't know as far as, you know, everybody else's Deadpool collection, but he has so much. You know, he's collected a lot of that run, and I know a lot of other people have as well. I would have to say his collection of Deadpool is probably top 3 that I've ever seen on YouTube. So really cool, and he's really you know, into a lot of the indie stuff. So as I was saying before, like Lady Mechanica, Wraithborn, if you have questions, if you're not quite sure about that stuff, he's the guy to ask. So you know, definitely check out his channel as well. And last but not least, Gene Paul's Peter, who is really just an awesome guy, really cool, you know, friend that I've met, you know, throughout my time on YouTube. You know, he has such great recommendations for books. He's just, you know, as far as, you know, just knowledge of comics, he knows a ton, and just a really fun guy to talk to. So, you know, definitely check out All About Comics. They don't have any videos just up yet, so I'm sure they'll be putting up some information about, you know, when they're going to be doing the next show, or you know, how that channel is going to work out. You know, definitely check them out. Check out their individual channels, Undisputed Frost, Mark with a Mouth, Gene Paul's Peter. Check their channels out, and you know, just you know, see what they're doing with that new channel, because you know, if it's like 4 awesome guys, it's going to be a really cool show. A lot of really great information about comics and just some fun. So with that, I'm going to get going, and I wanted to give actually one last shout out, because there is a member of the JLS Comic Conversations show that I'm on with. Justin from Exile State Comics had a birthday recently, so happy birthday, my man. You know, hope you celebrated well, hope you had some fun. I will see you on Tuesday, and with that, I am going to get going. So I want to thank you guys for watching. I want to thank everyone for subscribing. Everybody have a happy Halloween, get lots of candy, you know, have some fun. I'm going to be sitting back at my house, passing out the candy to the kids in my neighborhood, and just having some fun. My niece and nephew are going to be out trick-or-treating, so it's going to be, you know, just some, you know, good fun time with family and everything like that. So that's what I'm going to be doing, and everybody have yourself a great night. As always, this is Buckshot33, aka Boston Chris. Every time I say it, happy collecting, collect what you like, and just, you know, always have fun with comics. Thank you very much. Have a great night. I'm out.